Hello, Reds from around the world. Thank you so much for joining us here on All for United. We are here, of course, to preview Manchester United's epic victory. I mean, epic game coming up. Sorry, didn't mean for spoiler alerts there, guys.
That's good positivity, Joe.
Yeah, look,
That's
if
fine.
you're,
We'll leave that.
it's the only positivity I want at the moment. Anything COVID related, that's not the positivity we want. But we're moving towards hopefully 3 points, and I'm surrounded by three excellent gentlemen who couldn't join me tonight, so I was left with these three. Banter, guys. We have to my corner Mark, who's the image of himself. To beside me, James, who's the image of Buddy Holly, and Noah. Whoever you guys decide, we were just discussing this before we went live that James is Buddy Holly, Marcus just gets himself. He looked out or didn't look out, whatever way you want to look at it. But if anyone in the comments can figure out who Noah looks like, be kind unless it's really accurate.
I was going to say that. Please just be nice. That's all I asked for.
Okay, be nice, but just don't give him a big ego
You've
either.
opened up.
Yeah. So be as honest as you can. I will say who I look like. I look like, and this is awful, I look like Timothy McVeigh, who's the Oklahoma City bomber, and I'm genuinely the image of him. And like I said it to a mate of mine before, I was like, I was writing something, I can't remember what it was for, and I was like, you can be honest, who do I look like? And within a second he texted that to me, and I was like, oh, Joe looks like a serial killer. And I put up, and I'm actually the absolute image of him. So like there I go, I made fun of me. So if you can find one for Noah, we would all very much appreciate it. And be somewhat generous.
Yes.
But as I said, guys, we are discussing Manchester United versus Burnley, and we will be getting updates. Jacob has said, first of all, thank you very much for congrats on the 2K. We're very proud we made it that far. And keep growing. And Jacob also said, by the way, the fourth round draw is around 7 o'clock, and we were just discussing it there. It's at 7:10. And we don't only find out who we're playing against in the fourth round, but we find out who possibly and definitely will be playing in the fifth round as well. So if Jacob, if you can keep us updated, or any of the guys can keep us updated, we're going to try to get on our phones as well, but whoever gets it first is put into the group, and we'll make sure to discuss that as well, because it is somewhat a talking point. But considering we are discussing the Premier League now, we're going to start off. We'll go to you, James. Basically, if we, no matter what way we put around it, if we don't lose this game, we are top of the league. No one can take that. We're not joint top of the league. We'll just be top of the league. James, first of all, how confident are you going into this game that we will come out with all 3 points?
I'm pretty confident. I'll say that we've done well this season at picking up points against lesser teams. We've struggled more against the big teams, which is a complete opposite of last season, which is bizarre. But I'm not complaining. So, Burnley haven't been the best this season, but, you never know what you're going to get at Turf Moor, do you? Whether they can get anything out of the big physical strikers or not, it'll be interesting to see. This will be Maguire's chance to really prove himself, because he'll be able to deal with them. But yeah, there's no excuse why we shouldn't be winning. It goes back to that point, though, doesn't it, about how we perform in big games. This is suddenly a huge game. We win this, and we've put ourselves in a brilliant position moving forward. If we can get 4 points from our next 2 games, then we're really looking good for the rest of the season. So it'll be a good test to see where this team's mentality is at, especially after last week when we lost against City. So yeah, I'm confident, but you just never know with this team, do you?
Yeah, that's very true. And guys, there's a lot of you watching, and we're getting great stuff in the comments here. Please, wherever you're watching, come to YouTube on All for United. Well, go to YouTube and find us on All for United. Just don't go to YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, leave your comments in, like the video, and if you like the video enough, I'll be happy. And that's a rarity for me these days, considering we're all in little holes in different parts of the world. And that's just not me describing what Ireland is most of the time anyway. But Mark, to you, how confident are you? We were discussing it last night in Wall of Reds. You were fairly confident we're going to come out with this with 3 points. Has that changed much, or are you still feeling the same way?
Yeah, I think James hit the nail on the head, really. We have been far better against the lower level teams. It will be nice that maybe next year we'll be good against everybody. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, he's absolutely spot on. I am fairly confident. I don't think Burnley are in any particularly good run of form. I really feel that Ollie, being the man that he is, and the wins and titles that he's gone through and experienced himself, he'll be very much drumming that into what it means, and getting those 3 points to be on top. This will be the first time in 7 years that we're going to be top of the league halfway through, which is fantastic. You're right. Obviously, we only need a draw, but we should go in and win every game. I do believe that our squad depth now is far better, even with just the 5 players or whatever that came in the summer. Obviously, there was only a couple of relatively big signings, but I feel that that has made a huge amount of difference. Yeah, I am confident. I like to go in confident every game, but I don't want to jinx it, but I am more than confident about tomorrow, and I think we'll be fine.
And that's Mark just jinxing it right there. Always appreciate it. Noah, for yourself, confidence, is it flowing through you, or are you still apprehensive?
I'm slightly apprehensive. I'm a bit more confident today rather than last night, because obviously I was discussing about how in the past that Burnley have been quite of a pain for Manchester United and somewhat of a bogey team for them. United have always, and still to this season, always struggled with set pieces, zonal marking and things like that. And Burnley thrive on those kind of chances. We saw it at Old Trafford when we lost 2-0. But Mark did make a good point last night, and I'll reiterate that point in saying that this is a completely different Manchester United side, compared to the one that we played in January 2020. Obviously the impact that Bruno Fernandes has made, in that midfield role, as well as just the aura that he's created around the team is much, much better. We've obviously got superstar players like Paul Pogba and Edinson Cavani back in, and those players are set to, come back into the squad for Burnley, which is good, even though some of those players could train in short today, because that's what Solskjaer was saying in his press conference around 1 p.m. This afternoon. And also, the thing is as well, is that we're away from home. And obviously, for some reason this season, we've got this weird kind of away form thing where we just don't lose at all. And, for Manchester United to move to the top of the table, which is exactly what Ollie wants, all we need is a draw. And obviously, I do want, United to go in and get the 3 points and make a strong advancement to Liverpool to kind of, well, even if we lose at Anfield, which I wouldn't want for anything, but if we did, we'd still be level on points with them, and it would still leave us in a good position to challenge. Whereas with a draw, obviously, if Liverpool were to win, then therefore they are 2 points ahead on the same amount of games, and it's a bit difficult then. But I think I'm a bit more confident. Obviously, we still need to be careful of what Burnley thrive on, the set pieces, and obviously we've been struggling that recently with our zonal marking. But as long as we can deal with that, I have no problem, with the likes of Edinson Cavani, Paul Pogba, and Bruno coming back in with a rest as well, obviously, from the Watford game. I have no issues that we can get the 3 points.
Perfect. And
just quickly, Joe.
Sorry, go for it, Mark. Yeah.
I think Noah makes a really good point there, actually. This is the penultimate game before Liverpool, and I think that makes it even more important. Aside from the fact that we go top, I think that if we win this game, and being on top by 3 points, that's going to really help our cause against Liverpool, and I think that would be a detriment to their mentality. So that's a really good point I didn't think of. I think that makes this game even that much more important.
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot this. I've meant to read this out at the beginning of the video and I completely forgot. We have got an association of some sort with MUST, the Manchester United Supporters Trust, about getting a survey. And I'll link it right after the video. I have to read this now. I'm going to read it at the very end. I'm going to get through it quickly. It's United Voice 2020 is the most comprehensive independent survey of Manchester United fans' opinions. The results of the annual survey and the other must surveys throughout the year are fed into discussions with the club on a wide variety of issues. This is a chance to have your own voice on some of the pressing issues surrounding our club, heard by those within the club. Therefore, we need as many fans as possible to complete the survey to make sure it is as representative as possible of the United fans' view. The survey is widely available, but we would like you to complete the survey through our unique Off United link in the description below. This will allow us, Must, and the club to see specifically what fans who engage with the Off United think. Deadline is next week, so please complete the survey as soon as possible. I'll read that out now. I'll read it out at the end, but I'll put the survey link into a tweet update at the very end of this video. So please, everyone watching, make sure to fill that out and your voices are heard. It's just like
I'll write an essay. For them.
No. Thank you for your enthusiasm, but no. Okay, we're going to be. I hope so. We're going to be getting updates on the FA Cup draw very, very shortly as well. But before we continue on that, we'll go back to this game. We were discussing just beforehand as well our starting 11. Now we know we rested a good few of our main players against Watford, but of course Rashford had to come on. A few other players had to come on. Do you expect anyone else to get another day's break? Like Bruno looked very much like Bruno at the end of whatever month it was, June. Against City and a bit against Wolves. Do you think he needs a bit more time off? Because Burnley, like we were discussing there, we should be able to beat him without him. Hopefully Donny, maybe even on the bench and he can come on. But do you think there should be more players rested before this game? James, you first.
The Bruno one's a difficult one because if you've got Pogba available, then you could play Van der Beek there. But I think I've seen somewhere that Pogba won't be available. I don't know how true that is, but
yeah, I saw that as well.
If you take that into account, then it's a bit of a risk leaving Bruno and Pogba out. So as much as I'm for giving Bruno a rest, I think that we've seen the engine he's got. I think with the rest he's had, missing that game will have done him the world of good. I think he should be all right for the next couple of games. But yeah, starting lineup, you've just got to go. You got to try and mix power with ability, haven't you? Because Burnley are going to be a big physical side, so you just got to find a way of dealing with that. So yeah, I think either a Matic McTominay partnership in the middle, or a McTominay Fred or whatever. I think those two as a base, and then you just let everyone else sort of run right up top. Maybe Van der Beek in front of those two, and hope for the best. But yeah, I'd like to see Greenwood again. I'd like to see him give it a chance, but we'll see, won't we?
Yeah. I love that. Put Van der Beek in there and hope for the best. Such glowing optimism from our very own Buddy Holly over there. But Mark, for yourself, are you expecting many changes from the Watford game in lieu of the Liverpool game coming up, or do you think Solskjaer will go to his best 11?
I think with regards to Bruno, it would be a good opportunity, and this isn't any disrespect to Burnley, but as we've already mentioned, we're playing Liverpool next. This is as good as opportunity as any to maybe give him even more rest time. I agree with James that we may see, and I think someone else said this in the comments, McTominay and Matic. I think that we're going to need a bit more height and athleticism in order to not concede from United versus Liverpool.
Oh my God, I've just seen that. Oh,
what?
Oh my God! Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's nice to play minnows again. That's good. So I think that I don't think it would be too wrong having McTominay and Matic there. Van der Beek is another one. The thing is, the problem I have, we spoke about this again last night, is the whole defensive midfielder thing in three in the middle. The only reason why we play two is because the other one has to accommodate, one of them has to accommodate the other one. And ultimately what we want to do, and I think this is what Ollie is trying to do, is get in a DM so that we can play two attacking midfielders. But this game is as good as any to try that. I feel that against Burnley, and again, no disrespect, this would be another prime opportunity to play one holding midfielder so that you can potentially play Donny and someone else further forward. I think James is right. I think Pogba isn't available for whatever reason, and Bruno will probably have some rest, I think. If not, it would be a great opportunity to play Van der Beek and someone else, or if he is going to play the double pivot, then Van der Beek. I think that he's going to be better as a number 10. And really, I thought he was very good against Watford. Probably one of our liveliest players. I think, obviously, there's been questions around him defensively in a double pivot. But essentially, if he can play further forward as a number 10, then that would be a perfect opportunity for him.
Yeah, I think we're just going to have to switch a bit from the Burnley game just to discuss the fact we've got fucking Liverpool in the fourth round. And I guarantee you, if City have got Walsall or Cheltenham or probably got
Probably.
Chorley, someone like that. What a
Probably
show.
got
have
Marine. They probably
They have
somehow
actually
draw
got
Marine.
Who did they get?
I mean,
I think
no, I
they've
was
actually
saying they
got
probably
Cheltenham.
got. Wait, who did they actually get? Sorry, I was speaking over. Who did they get?
Cheltenham, I'm sure it was.
Oh, of course, great. Nope.
It's really have they really got Cheltenham?
I think they were first. They were to League Two team or something like that.
Okay, we'll go around just to get the reaction out for everyone. We'll start with Noah since we were at Mark last. What are you feeling about the fact we got Liverpool at home?
Well, I mean, it's very surprising, to draw someone this big in the fourth round of the FA. I really doubt that's ever happened in history, but just the fact that, United have drawn Liverpool in the FA Cup, I mean, it's going to be a massive game. The fact that it's at home, will give the players a chance to really improve their home form. Because obviously I was speaking about the away form the other day, and obviously that's superb. But one thing that does need to be improved on for me is winning consistently at home and imposing our dominance at home. And if United were to get a win over a team like Liverpool at home, it would put them in such good, mental strength-wise to think that whoever comes to our ground, we can beat them no matter what. But the fact that and the worst thing is that obviously you saw how the team that Klopp and Liverpool put out against likes of Aston Villa's kids in the FA Cup. So I mean, there's going to be no chance of rest for that game, which is obviously something that for the rest of the season that I'm sure Solskjaer did want, because as Mark was just saying with Bruno potentially getting rest time, that's so important for our key players, and which is probably not going to get that with Liverpool in the fourth round. But it's a big game. United always thrive on big games. As Ollie likes to say, Manchester United, it's what we do. So I'm going to look forward to it, and hopefully if we could beat Liverpool at home in the cup, that'd be superb. But big game. Big game for the fourth round of the FA Cup. That's
my
got a bit of a lucky draw, really.
And it's very funny how City got Cheltenham. My cousin, actually, I'm just texting him right now. He's a Cheltenham Town season ticket holder. I've been to Cheltenham a few times. It's a big game for them, and absolutely fair play to Cheltenham. They'll hopefully get a bit of cash out of it, even if fans can't make it or whatever. But it's what the fuck? How do City keep getting this? How do City always get the easiest route to every single final?
Even their Champions League group this season, when you look at it, it's
every time. Someone said here the Midas touch. Absolutely. Rats. But look, the thing is, I do agree. I know Jacob said here, we have to test ourselves against the best managers, blah, blah, blah. I understand where you're coming from, that Jacob, but I don't want to play the best managers in a knockout competition. I want to play them at the very last chance you can. I want the easiest way to get to a final as possible, whenever possible. This is just very annoying and typical, but it's typical. And but Liverpool aren't in good form lately. We're at home. Just have to see what happens. Anyone else want to make a comment on it before we finish off in the Burnley thing?
What I will say is, did we not beat Liverpool in the last minute of the FA Cup on our treble winning season?
That's right.
Not score that goal?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've just seen the stat here that Manchester United have won 2 of their last 3 games against Liverpool in domestic competitions. So, I mean, from that perspective, it should give United and the players some confidence. But as I completely agree with what you were saying, Joe, is that particularly for this season with United going for the league and knowing how Solskjaer is, he'll want to win every single competition there is.
Yeah.
You want to give some rest time to your big players, and that's just gonna, just especially because I think this game is going to be a week or 2 after the league game at Anfield. And we all know how busy January schedule is all the time. So, let's hope we have some optimism like that comment just there that popped.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's huge.
It's very frustrating. You'd want a bit of a lower team, especially so you can give the players rest and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we have to beat the best teams and we have to play them. And Liverpool are one of the best.
I don't think there's a perfect way of getting through. I mean, you always want to. I mean, we relate back to this many moons ago that. United in '99 had a really tough year getting through every single round in the FA Cup, in the Champions League, and I feel that that's always a good thing. I think that you want to tee yourself up to playing those teams in order to get that experience, and this is a good thing, I think, because whilst Ollie, and we spoke about this the other night, needs to break that duck of trying to get a trophy, I feel that this you don't know how Liverpool are going to set up. You don't know how seriously they're going to take it. I think we can categorically say that Ollie will take it very seriously.
Yeah.
And if we can come out the other side of that, after whatever the result is against them in the league, I think that could really catapult the team mentally into believing a bit. So I think that's a good thing, and we'll just have to wait and see. And I don't think the Premier League game is going to have any bearing whatsoever on that cup game.
Yeah, I agree. And like Stuart just accurately said, just another chance for 1 minute, last minute winner from a Bruno
Yeah, we
penalty.
need that.
Yeah, which has
great.
definitely happened. And we're going to find out who we might be playing in the 5th round as well. I think that's part of the draw. So we'll get that update as well and give it to you when we get it, guys. But just to finish up on the Burnley game, of course, our main person coming back is Cavani. We discussed it last night a bit, his influence on the team. So we'll come to you first again on this, James. How excited are you to have him coming back, and how much have you missed him over the past couple of weeks?
I don't know how much we've, other than the City game, I don't think we've missed him that much. I don't think we've dropped many points, but he's always he's a good asset to have, isn't he? Whether it's starting or from the bench, he's always going to make an impact. And we saw against Watford, we could have really used him because Alex Telles was getting in some incredible crosses to absolutely no one. So I think, if Telles plays against Burnley, then you've got to play Cavani and just make the most of what you've got, haven't you? Because there's not many players in this league that would beat Ben Mee and Tarkowski to a header, but I think Cavani's possibly one of them. So, you've got to utilise him. I think it was ridiculous the treatment he got in the first place, but it's really, really exciting to have him back. I didn't think he was back to the Liverpool game, so it was a nice surprise to wake up to this morning as well.
Guys, sorry. Wherever you're watching, please get over to YouTube. Please give us a like. We want to get to 20 likes, and we're currently on 4. So if you were in the last 7 or 8 minutes, if you wouldn't mind just throwing a couple of 100 likes in there, we'd all very much appreciate it. But Mark, do you expect Cavani to come straight into the starting lineup, or do you expect Martial to still start ahead of him? Because Martial has gotten a couple of goals in the last few games, so I don't think he's an automatic starter. But what way would you go?
Yeah, I said this last night. I think Cavani has been sorely missed, and I think that was very evident against Man City. I don't expect him to start tomorrow night, though. Whilst he would be a good player to have in the box, I don't think that's generally how we play, so I don't think that's going to be any different against Burnley. What I do think, though, is that, as I said last night, I think that we should have him available for Liverpool because their defence is very shaky at the moment, and I think he would be the perfect player to really go at that shaky defence. It gives us another option, and I think we are crying out for, well, we're not crying out because we've got Cavani, but I think it's now very apparent that we were hugely missing a number 9, something which Martial and Rashford really aren't. So I think it's only a benefit. I think he will probably feature in some capacity, but I think he will probably start against Liverpool. I'm really, really sure about that.
I think so as well, if I'm being honest. Noah, for yourself, do you think Cavani comes straight into the lineup? Do you want to see him rested? And also, we're going to touch on Eric Bailly as well, if you want to give your thoughts on him. Do you see him being rested for this game to be just sure he'll be ready for Liverpool? Or what way do you think that'll go on those two players?
Yeah, see, it's a difficult one for Solskjaer tomorrow because there's 2 ways of going about it. He could either A, play like he did when we played Everton in the Cup recently and go with a full-strength team. When we were talking about the lineups and potential lineups that Manchester United might use, I was thinking we could either use a diamond formation, so you get all of you get your Matic and McTominay to deal with their physical presence. You get the Van der Beek and potentially Bruno, and then you could use Cavani, Martial, or Greenwood up top. Whichever one you want to do. Which, as Dominic was saying last night, is probably something that I would like to see happen, whatever the formation or whatever the circumstances. I would like to actually see Greenwood get a chance up front, whether it's in a 1 or a 2, with the A side, as we were calling it last night, just to see how he can cope with it, because Burnley are quite a physical team and they're quite difficult to break down. But if Greenwood wants to be the main man, then he needs to learn. And obviously, for me, I would love to see a diamond formation, because then he would be learning right next to Edison Cavani, who we have sorely missed. But yeah, so on that, I'd like to see Edison Cavani start. I'd personally like to see Manchester United go with quite a strong lineup and blitz Burnley. I'd like to see Telles start. I'd like to see Donny van der Beek. If Paul Pogba's injured, then I'd like to see McTominay and Fred. I'd like to see Bruno. I'd like to see Cavani and Greenwood, and I'd like to see score 2-3 goals, and then you bring the players off. But obviously, Solskjaer could think, I don't want to do that, and he might rest the likes of Bruno and Cavani, etc., for Liverpool. And obviously, as I've just seen on my phone, we are playing Liverpool in the space of a week. So we're playing them this weekend, and then I think it's the 24th of January. We're going to be playing them in the cup at home. So it's going to be difficult for Solskjaer tomorrow, in particular, to decide does he want to rest players or not. But I'd like to see them go there with full strength squad and just completely blitz them and then take the players off. But yeah, for Eric Bailly, I'd probably like to see him rested with this one, because I think Lindelof is potentially coming back. Even if he isn't coming back, we've got Maguire and Axel Tuanzebe, who I think Axel had quite a solid game against Watford at the weekend. So I think we've got perfect cover there. I don't think, we all know what Bailly's injury record's like, and with any player, like when you get an injury, like the least thing you want to do is just get thrown straight back into a game as soon as you've recovered, because there's this risk of it happening again. And obviously with a potential concussion injury, we saw what happens when you play when you play someone in a big game, in the Champions League final in 2018, when they have mild concussion. And I don't think Solskjaer wants to take that risk in what is not an important team to face, but a massively important game for the rest of the season. So it could go either way. I'd just like to see United impose their strengths on Burnley and just get the 3 points however they want to do it, however Solskjaer feels best.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, just so we know, when we are to get through against Liverpool, we will either play Stockport, West Ham, or Doncaster.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Rusty on this. Good to have you, Rusty. Sexy peeps, let's smash the bin dippers twice in a week. Why not? But do you think, just since we are playing Liverpool, I didn't realize it was that soon, twice in a week.
Yeah.
Guys, do you think that this is even more emphasis to maybe rest people against Burnley, or maybe it's even more important to play them so they have a good bit of game time leading up to this game? Because does it change what Ollie should go into thinking into this game? James, we'll go to you first.
It all depends. Do we have a game midweek next week? Because if not, then I think you can go all out for the next 3 games. These players are used to playing twice a week. At least I think 9 of them had a rest from the City game. There's only Henderson and McTominay that played, but obviously Henderson won't play the next
James,
couple of games.
We've got basically how it works out. We've got Burnley, then Liverpool, then Fulham, then Liverpool again.
Oh, okay. It's only Fulham. We'll be all right. So yeah, I think Burnley's a much bigger game than Fulham, isn't it? Because of the ramifications of it. But this Burnley game will set the scene for our season, I think, for the rest of it. I think if we lose today, I think that could be lose tomorrow. Sorry, that could be title challenge over. All the confidence seeps out of the squad, and you very quickly lose confidence that you're going to catch a Liverpool side that are still comfortably the best team in England. So, it's a much more important game. I think you do have to go as full strength as you can. And like I said just before, these players have been playing 2 games a week for their whole careers. Really, they're all Champions League standard players. Most of them anyway. So they're going to be used to it. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. And they all got their rest on Saturday. That was the best part about a proper scabby win. We got through to the next round, got everyone rested, and it was solid. I think I'll be a bit annoyed if we rest players and we drop points. That's all I'll say.
Mark, for yourself, what do you think? Resting coming ahead, or what?
Hindsight's a wonderful thing. If we lose or draw tomorrow, then it would be easy for us to say we should have brought in our stronger team. But then if we manage to get a win with more of a fringe selection, then it won't be so bad, will it? I do think it's not just about playing your best 11 all the time. It's also about squad management and rotation. So I think this is going to have a huge bearing on what he chooses tomorrow, and that's fine. That's what it's all about. we've still got good players that can fill those roles for people that do need resting. I mean, we've seen how long Bruno has managed to go on for, not really missing any minutes until recently, and obviously, of course, between seasons. So one game, hopefully, will be enough. So we'll see tomorrow, but I think it certainly will have a bearing. But I don't think it's really going to affect the outcome.
And guys, wherever you're watching, please come over to YouTube. Please like the video. We're 10 away from the target of 20 likes. And if I don't get 20 likes, Ben won't give me my dog back. And Sir Alex Ferguson enjoying the chat. He's taking the Sir off his name. Thanks. Hopefully, Bai is fit to start. Well, you know better than anyone. So if you mind, yes, Sir Alex. Yeah. So Noah, for yourself, all things considered, do you want to see a bit of a weaker lineup against Burnley, or do you still think what we have is good enough, as you said before?
See, I think Mark made a really good point of potentially playing the main players is a good thing against Burnley because it will build their confidence up for the 2 games against Liverpool, which are massively important. But as I was saying, it depends on which option Solskjaer chooses. If Solskjaer chooses to chooses to favour like more starting players like Cavani, Bruno, Rashford, and those kind of players, then I don't really think the Liverpool fixture really affects it because obviously I imagine his hope, if he's going to do that, would be to score 2 or 3 goals early against Burnley and then probably bring on the likes of McTominay and Fred and just soak up the pressure and hit them on the counter attack with some other fringe players, potentially like Daniel James and stuff, and just see out the rest of the game and get the 3 points. But obviously, if he's going to use if he's going to rotate some players, then I'd like to see quite a heavy rotation. Not as heavy as Watford, because I feel like it will be too close to call, and obviously this game is really important still. But I think I would like to see if he is going to rotate, then rotate properly. I think he should rotate Cavani, rotate Bailly, rotate Bruno. But again, like I said, it really depends on what Solskjaer's game plan is, and I don't want him to really change it on the fly. I also think that the manager's judgment before any game should be decided like a couple of days before, and a manager should always stick to what they believe in. You shouldn't really change of what's happening around you for anyone. So I don't know. I don't know. Whatever Solskjaer chooses, I'll back because he's Manchester United manager. He clearly knows what is best. He's got us to joint top of the table. Well, not joint top, but top. I'm going to say top for tomorrow because I feel like we will get a point or win against Burnley. But he's got us to this position. We've been playing some great football. I'm going to go into it confident-ish, but we'll just see what happens tomorrow. Whatever happens, I just hope that the players, get a good win, keep building on what they've been doing for the rest of the season, and nobody gets injured. Just please, that's what I'm just praying. Just no injury against Burnley.
Nice one. And Mark, nice one for giving the people what they want. Your annual comment per video.
Jamie was waiting, so
it has to be done. Okay, guys, to finish up, and please, wherever you're watching, please give a like to the YouTube video. Every like counts, and it helps us. I don't know how it helps, but it seemingly does. Sorry, what are we on now? We're on 10 likes. Sorry, you heard me twice there. So can we just go? We're going to go around the table here. Predict the score and first goal score. Young Buddy Holly, we'll go to you first. Also, guys, sorry, no, I'm very disappointed. No one has commented who Noah looks like, and I'm very, very disappointed.
Maybe I don't look like anyone. I'll take that.
No, when you look at the image of yourself, but Mark's already claimed that, so we can't have that. So we'll get someone. If we don't get it in this video, we'll get in the next. But before we leave, guys, if anyone can make a comment of who Noah looks like.
I'm just gonna get some kind of rushed, horrible image, Joe.
Exactly. I know exactly what I'm doing. Trust me, I know. Someone just comment who Noah looks like, and that'll be him forever. Yeah. And don't be kind. James, I would apologize, but I'm not sorry. So result and first goal score.
You just love bullying children, don't you, Joe? I'll get Neil and Rashford to score first.
Rashford to score first. Yeah, perfect. 2-0. Mark, for yourself?
3-0. And I was going to go Rashford as well, but I'm going to say Greenwood.
Ooh. Noah, for yourself?
I think it will be 4-2 because I want to be out there, and I also think that I just have this horrible feeling that the way we've been defending from free kicks and corners, really, and the team that Burnley are, I think they'll definitely score a couple. I mean, we conceded 2 to Sheffield United, so I can definitely see Burnley scoring a couple. But who do I think is going to be first scorer? I'm not going to go for an attacker because I don't know the what Solskjaer's going to use. So I'm going to be confident and say Donny van der Beek. He's going to build on his confidence that he got against Watford, and he's going to show to Solskjaer why he should be in that starting lineup week in, week out. That's what I'm going to say. Donny van der Beek.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What's that? Bring back the hat for the streams, mate, Mark. Yes, I'm loving the love that Mark is getting. Is that a hat in that video, in that image, though, is it?
It's a Trilby hat.
Oh, it is a Trilby. I always thought you just had mad hair. Because I never looked
strange.
Yeah, that photo always looked like it was from like the mid 80s, and I just never thought past that. So I'm surprised that it is a hat, and I always was a fan of a Trilby.
You'll be able to sleep well tonight, mate. So that's good.
I will be. It's been a while. I've been tossing and turning. It's like, how does he make his hair like that? What conditioner does he use? Yeah, no one has commented who Noah looks like, so we'll bring this on to the next stream that Noah's on to. No, this isn't dying. It's just going to get more. So I'm going to make the result. I will say I'm going to go for 2-0 as well. I'm going to say Greenwood first goal scorer, and that's going to be it. So yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining us here. We're playing Liverpool twice within the next week, so we're going to have 2 Liverpool preview shows. Now that you mentioned Joe, he looks like Boy George with. Oh, that's Mark. Okay, Mark gets. I actually meant Noah, but that's actually.
I'm saved. Thank God. Thank God.
Mark actually. He actually does look like Boy George. Where's he gone?
Wait, put it back up.
He really does. He really does.
I can't see it.
Oh my God. So we've got like a really weird band going here. We got Buddy Holly on guitar and writing lyrics.
I've not heard that one before, but fair play.
And we got Jimmy Carr. Yes. Okay. So we've got that's who I had in mind. We've got Mark is Boy George. James is Buddy Holly. Have you found out who he is yet?
No, someone showed me a picture, but I can't remember what he looks like.
Well, he looks like you. So, and Noah, you are Jimmy Carr, and I'm the Oklahoma City.
I'm looking this up quick. Hold on.
How do you not know who Jimmy Carr is?
Wait, let me see.
He's 19. But still. Yes, it is. That's the noise when you know you're right. So we've got a weird, fabulous foursome going on here with a mass murderer, a very rude stand-up comedian, a dead singer, and Boy George, who's part Irish. His parents were from Tipperary. So you go, Mark. I guess you win this round.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. Anyway, 3 points coming. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us here tonight. We've loads of stuff. We're previewing. I'm on the preview show from 10 to 8 tomorrow, so make sure to join me there. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, be sound. 3 points are coming. We will see you later. Peace out.